for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
What's up? Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's doing swell. As you see from the title, a pretty quick stream today, which I expect, but we'll see how it actually goes. Man. Hold on, let me pull this up, man. Let's talk about game 5. Let's talk about game 5 tonight of the NBA Finals. Pretty interesting. Oh, Lord. Jeez. All of this. All right. I get okay. We good. All right. Why is this not pulling up? Let me see. Let me try it again. There we go. First one. I guess it was because it was the first one, huh? All right. So first one. If Trae Young did this, bro, he would never hear the end of it, dog. And this ain't even the thing about it. It's not even the first time he's had a game, something similar to this in the playoffs. He did it in the Eastern Conference Finals where he had one game where he had 8 points. He did it in the NBA Finals game 1, where he had 8 points going into the fourth quarter. He ends up with 14 points and hits the final shot. And just because he hits the final shot, everybody exalted him as a superstar, including Dwayne Wade, which is crazy. Salute to D Wade. We respect you, D Wade, but goodness gracious, bro. Like, y'all have to be more careful with the way that you guys just sling around the term superstar and then just run with this recency bias. It's not even birds in the buckets. This is the type of stuff that I would say on birds in the buckets, but since it's fresh on my mind and everything like that, I have to get it out now. Trae Young cannot get away with a performance like this, bro. John Morant cannot get away with a performance like this in the NBA Finals, bro. He just couldn't. LaMelo Ball definitely couldn't get away with doing something like this, bro, in the NBA Finals, bro. So you just have to watch, like, where people put these folks in conversations, and I don't know, bro. Like, just keep a perspective on it. And like, it's the same thing that I say about a particular player or whatever on the W side. And I get called hater and like this and that because from my city and stuff, they playing in my city and everything like that. I'm talking about Ryan. It's like, bro, consistency, bro. Like, that's it. Because some players, when the shot is off, they still figure out ways to kind of affect the game. And how they weren't even looking at the rim, bro. After he got hurt, after he came back limping on the court, and remember, he only limped during play every time he committed a turnover and missed a shot. Like, it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy how some folks can get away with this stuff. It's like Trae. Like I said, I'm going back to Trae because Trae's the one that I've seen kind of the most up close. Trae will have a game where he's not making shots. He's not going to stop shooting at 6 shots, bro. It's not going to go 0 for 6. Trae's going to go at least 0 for 12, 0 for 15. And then on top of that, Trae's going to give you at least 12 assists. In 34 minutes, Trae's going to at least give you 12 assists. You know what I'm saying? 5 rebounds, a couple steals. 0 steals, bro. 0 steals, 0 blocks, 3 turnovers, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. That's what he did the most. And you say, oh, he was hurt. He did it. As long as you playing, if you're playing in the game, you have no excuse. If you are that hurt to where it's holding you back from performing so much, don't play in the game. Simple as that. But as you're on the court, we have to assess you for what you're doing. It is what it is. It's like Trae stepped on the rest foot, was out the next game, rushed back the next game, wasn't 100%, but regardless, like, he was out there. You know what I'm saying? So they had to judge him on what was shown. when I see some of these just other young guys, LaMelo Ball in particular, like LaMelo and Ja, two also vastly underrated kind of guys, you know what I'm saying? Because they're super famous and people just kind of write them off because their teams might not do the best or whatever reasons might be. They're too flashy, whatever the case might be. These boys can never put up a performance like this. Not on this stage in the NBA Finals, dog. LaMelo will definitely go 0 for 13 from three-point range, bro, before he goes 0 for 4 from three-point range and stops shooting. Tyrese Halliburton hasn't hit a three-pointer since game 4, bro. We're headed into game 6. What are we talking about right now, man? Literally, what are we talking about, dude? He wasn't even looking at the rim when he came back in the game, and he got hurt midway through the second quarter. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying? It was a whole quarter and a half he went scoreless, bro, before he got hurt. It's ridiculous. Speaking of the people that played well, because people like, oh, yeah, the halftime show, they just dunked on who wasn't playing well. Here we go. Pascal Siakam, he played well. 28 points, bro. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 6 turnovers. That man put it all on the line, bro. Hit the deck multiple times. Very gutsy performance. And then coming off the bench, the real MVP, bro, TJ McConnell, bro. 22 minutes, 18 points. He's the main reason why they even made it a game in the third quarter. I thought that Carlisle should have stuck with them. You seen Carlisle try to put him back in and put him in a combination of him and Holly with about 4 minutes left. I think it was just too late then. At that point, it was already a 13, 14-point game with 4 minutes left. You keep McConnell in when, you know, OKC stretching out the lead from 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 to 14. At that point, you know, with 10 minutes left, that's when you put McConnell back in the game because, like I said, Hallie won't even looking at the rim, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think you sit him at that point and you go just TJ McConnell for the rest of the game and just run with it. He had the hot hand. He could not be stopped. He could not miss. He was just determined, bro. Couldn't nobody stop him. I think you keep McConnell in and you ride the ship. Aaron Nesmith, bro, hit some big shots. Miles Turner, another person, when you need him the most, he took 5 shots today. He took 2 3-pointers tonight, 13 points, 6 rebounds. You need more than that from your all-star big. I know he's not technically all-star, but he's always been a borderline all-star his entire career. You need more from that from your third best player on the team, man. You need more from that from Miles Turner. Chet has kind of been struggling all series long. Obi Toppin, amazing left hand hook over Chet, running hook off the glass. It was a beautiful shot, and Obi's playing his behind off as well. 12 points in 22 minutes coming off the bench, 4 rebounds. He's playing his butt off too. So if I had to give, you know what I'm saying, my dog change for the night, definitely go TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, Pascal Siakam, and maybe Nesmith, bro. That's it. The rest of y'all can take that back to the trash, to the drawing board. Neymar, bro, gets the ball in the corner, you know, in rhythm. He want to hesitate shooting the ball all of a sudden. Just wasn't good enough. Chet Holmgren just was not good enough. I think Bobo is better than Chet. Like I said, Jalen Williams, the best game of his life, bro. Snapped, had about 32, and then he just kept scoring. And then before you knew it, he had 40. SGA, he's tough, bro. Like you can't deny it, bro. He's really good. The only shot that's stopping him is a contested 3-pointer right now. Like he'll hit a contested mid-range. It's almost automatic if it's contested mid-range. He hits contested layups, acrobatic layups. He was giving Pascal that work, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He had a little drive where he fell on the ground and finger rolled it off the glass, bro, over Siakam. And then I think at the beginning of the game, it was just a tweener step back over Siakam, same length, everything like that. He just got it over him, just sunk it. 31 points. He came back in the game. As soon as Indiana started coming back, he came back in the game, bro. He was like, we're not doing that. So shout out to OKC's coach too. I think OKC outcoached them with the rotations and things of that sort. They weathered a lot of the Indiana Storms, famous storms at this point of the playoffs, very well. Carson Wallace, Cason Wallace, excuse me, big plays off the bench. Wiggins, big plays off the bench. 14 points off the bench, 11 points off the bench for Cason on 5 shots, dog. Efficient night, super efficient night. Lou Dort missed a couple big threes, but it didn't matter when everybody else was bringing it together. Hartenstein, good minutes, starting as well down low, rebounding, just post presence. Good solid post presence tonight. He did his job. He played his role. And yeah, that's what I had to say about Game 5. We'll see what happens. Game 6, the rest of the series. Me personally, before the season, I said OKC was going to beat Orlando in the finals. So because of that, the only chance I have of still being right is OKC. So I still think OKC is going to win it. Will they win in 6? I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. Indiana, them jokers is too pesky, dog. They just too pesky. They never give up. So I got Indiana probably winning Game 6 and then OKC winning Game 7. Because the refs have kind of been leaning a little more OKC too. You have to point that out. So that's what I think's about to happen. OKC in 7, thanks to the refs and SGA. All right. Next. There's some apparent drama between DuB and McQueen wanting to live in the DDG content house. Now I know there's a large group of you people who just heard me say that sentence and said who, and who. I'll break it down for you. Unless you don't want to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, that's cool too. This is for the people who know. If you know, you know. All right, cool. I'll break it down after I watch the video. But just based off of how DuB has been moving, I have a good kind of, you know what I'm saying, feeling on how this is going to go.
Fuck no.
All right, bro.
Shit, hell no. Y'all know the type of McQueen. Y'all know the type of content McQueen make now. He make downgrading women content. You remember how Andrew Tate used to do? He used to like dog women out, and then like Sneeko was kind of doing it for a little minute. That's like he make fresh and fit content, dissing women. Why would I trick on a woman when she hasn't did anything for me? Women are supposed shut the fuck up. First of all, fuck no. The second thing that we want to say is that I want to say about this content house is a lot of niggas are saying that this is my brother's content house. No. When we get this house, fuck no.
Oh man. I ain't gonna lie, who made DuB the enforcer? This dude talking crazy about everybody. Not gonna lie, Moo. He need to tell DuB to chill. He didn't have to say all that. He could have just ignored it. Now I see why people in this com are saying DuB is brand risk. Do you see A&P acting like this? FaZe, Cloverhouse, and I want to say top 3. DuB been ruining it before it starts. He said, LOL, man, shut your up. Because clearly that everything needs a response. All right. Okay. So that's the first thing, right? So apparently there's something else. So this is next. And then I'll get my thoughts at the end. LOL, man, help your sister out. Get her. Oh, bro, what? He said that. DuB. No. DuB. LOL, both of y'all poor. My sister went. DuB. Bro. DuB. Bro. Bro. No, DuB. I'll read this out loud because it is a video. So, like, what if people have this on in the background? He said, LOL, man, help your sister out. He talking about McQueen's sister. He said, get her fat behind in the gym. That girl went to corn. And then he said, LOL, both of y'all poor. My sister would never. And he said, you was begging to be in my group. pull up your sister's explicit tape. LOL, that did nothing. LOL, man, help your sister. You dog women, but your sister in adult content. She made $600 to, you know what I'm saying, do the deed. That's what he said. Your sister made $600 to take it. Both of y'all peasants. Ella and your mama and your daddy still working, and your sister do adult films. It's over. LOL. LOL. You look so sick. That's crazy. Your mama still working and you work every day, clown. Who would listen to you, bro? Who do you think you is? Nah, see, bro. All right. Let me finish it. Apparently, McQueen responded, and then we're gonna get to who these people are if you don't know.
Situation. All I got to say to conclude that, man, is I got nothing but love for Daryl. Like I said, he's my brother for life, and no matter what, no matter how he feels about me or how anybody feels about me, I'm always gonna support. Okay, because that's just the type of person I am. All right. If they don't want me inside the house, it's okay. It's all love. I'm still gonna support. I go where I'm celebrated, not tolerated. I don't want to be in a place where I'm not wanted, and that's okay. We're still gonna go up regardless. Okay, they're not stopping anything. Okay, I still have you guys, and as long as I have you guys, I'm blessed. I'm very grateful for the DuB situation.
All right. So this is what's going on for the people who don't know any of these folks. All right. So I'll say back in the day, like 2017, 2018, all these dudes made content together on YouTube. They all made content together on YouTube, and they would just see, I can't even find it on Google if I look. Let me see if I see a DuB family, something like Mega McQueen, something. Can I see some? I don't even see anything with them. Okay, but all right. Here's like, okay, these dudes, right? McQueen and DDG, they were pretty close in LA. They kind of like just wild out together in LA. You see Flight here, they were all in the same type of group, all same friend group, same this is DuB, Woo Up, and I guess some dude. I remember him, but I don't remember his name or anything like that. Okay, here's a great photo. Great photo to tell you who these guys are. So all these dudes used to hang out in LA. At this time, McQueen was the only one from LA. Everybody else moved to LA. These three moved from Georgia, led by Pootie, Gwinnett County to be specific. This is Chart. This is Ty the Guy. This is DDG. DDG just moved from Michigan. DDG was going to LA all the time, and then he just decided to drop out and move to LA full time because he was making so much money doing YouTube. He was making more money than his teachers in a month, his professors in a month at Central Michigan. So DuB is DDG's brother. Okay, now we caught up. So these dudes used to make content together, YouTube videos and stuff like that. McQueen used to be at all of DDG's first rap shows and things of that sort. And that's how cool they were. And then it got to the point where DDG, when he went on one of his first tours, he brought all the internet people with him. So all these guys, except for Pootie, because Pootie doesn't rap, but he brought all of them on tour with him, and they toured the world. United States and Canada, and Flight was with them as well, and things of that sort. So they were all tight knit like this. They all kind of went their separate ways after a few years, say probably like 2020, like really the pandemic, the lockdown. 2020, Ty moves back to Atlanta. Pootie pivots off and decides to do stuff on his own, where he's doing like international videos and stuff like that, videos in different countries and kind of documentaries and mockumentaries and things like that. Chart, he left YouTube to like kind of go more with his religion and things of that sort. Now he's trying to pivot his way back into social media. DDG, of course, he kind of found his way floating with music, trying to take music more seriously. Dropped YouTube, left YouTube for a while, and then ended up catching a hit with music, but he was floating. He ended up going back to YouTube. YouTube was stale a little bit because kids moved on to Twitch and Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross and the next generation of guys. DDG saw that. He ended up going to Twitch, and now you see him where he is now a few months later. He's made himself more relevant than he's ever been in social media and in music. And McQueen, as Dub kind of said, he does reactions where he just reacts to stuff. He talks mostly about relationships and things of that sort. I don't really follow McQueen like that anymore, just because like he kind of made me mad when they used to do like fake beefs and storylines for money and entertainment and stuff. But one time it just made me mad, and I was like, I'm done with this. But that's what he does now. He does reaction videos, and a lot of this stuff is kind of based off of relationships. So McQueen asked to get into the content house because DDG starting the content house. Is DDG, Dub, Jay Cinco, and I believe Deshae Frost, and then Derek, another one of DDG's friends. So it's those 5 guys. Chark asked to get into it. Dub said no because you don't produce enough content. McQueen asked to get to it, and then you see he responded the way he responded of, no, we ain't doing that. That's a da-da-da-da. I ain't affiliating myself with that. We ain't doing that. The reason why this is even a big deal is because Dub, once again, like I said, all these dudes came up together. They all made money together. They all toured together. They all made videos together, things of that sort. When they collab, those videos on all of their channels, not just DDG's, everybody's channel got a lot of views, got the most views on their channel. So they all benefit from each other. They all help pay each other bills for years. And you know what I'm saying? They go back at the beginning of this whole thing. You know, without those times, these times wouldn't even be possible because you wouldn't have that platform. So Dub already been talking greasy about Ty the Guy. And it's crazy because Ty, when he was living in LA, he and Dub was like the closest to Dub out of all the people that wasn't from Georgia. Because these two was from Georgia. They came to Georgia with them and stuff like that. So it's like those were his dudes. But Dub, outside of that, the people in LA that he met in LA, him and Dub was like this. So for Dub to flip on him and say, oh, you fell off, you shouldn't have moved to Georgia, this and that, A, B, and C. And he just kept talking down about Ty for years and years to the point where it collided, and both of them just had an all-out kind of beef online that played out. And I have a video on that if you want to see it on my channel as well. So he already been talking greasy about someone he used to be cool with. So it's like, I was already looking at Dub like, bro, like, how could you do that? How could you do that to someone who was supposed to used to be your man's? He's doing the exact same thing to McQueen, and time after time, Dub is showing you that Jay Cinco, Deshae Frost, Derek, all them boys, anybody that's not blood related to him, if you fall off in YouTube, Dub will show you he is not your friend and has never been your friend. And I don't know why someone will look at that. Look at how he's talking about McQueen. Look at how he's talking about Chark. Look at how he's talking about Ty the Guy and still continue to be his friend. I don't know why Chark, out of all people, would go to Dub's, you know what I'm saying, birthday trip, trying to get lit back on social media again. And Dub saying, I'm glad you picked the right side. I really think one of the only reasons why he invited you is to spite Ty. That's a whole nother thing. But he did that, right? You came out to the birthday celebration, birthday vacation, and he said, I'm glad you came to the right side. Chart looks into the camera, smiles, and says, F Ty, F Ty, F Ty. Now, why would you do that, bro? Like, if it was a joke or whatever, like, and Ty responded to it. He said, are we doing some internet or some real life, bro? Because you was my boy. I thought you was my boy, this and that. Like, it's kind of crazy that you talking like this on the internet for some entertainment, for some views and some clips. I didn't think you would do it like this. At the end of the day, it just seems like this is kind of like their lane. How everybody goes is kind of like, oh, we all in it for content and the money and things of that sort, and nothing's more important than the clicks and the clout and the money. That's the only reason why we do this. You see the way they talk when they go back and forth, and I'm saying they, I mean Dub in particular, and you know, other DDG can lean towards this a lot. Whenever they get into a beef or back and forth with somebody, what's the first thing they go to? Money. Every single time. Oh, you too broke to go back and forth with me. You don't have no chain like this. Oh, I got a car. Oh, I got a house. Oh, I got a you so poor. Every single time this man Dub goes to you poor. Every single time someone makes DDG mad, he goes to you don't have as much money as me. I'm rich. Why would I be sad? Why would I feel away? Man, if I was poor, I would feel away. But I'm rich. I'm not worried about nothing. Come on, bro. Like people every people don't value money as much as y'all, to y'all it's like money, 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 money. And it's like, bro, your souls, bro. Like Soul Illuminati called it out best. And his head to head with DDG, he called it out best. He said, bro, all you care about is money, dog. Your priorities is messed up. Soul wise, you lost, bro. You lost spiritually, you broken, you poor spiritually. You might be rich financially, but you spiritually and mentally poor and things of that sort. And that's really what these dudes, every single time they go back and forth, it's always first thing money, first thing money, first thing. And it's like, all right, bro, like, what are we doing here, dog? Like, it's so much about money that y'all done lost your own selves. Do you even know who you are? Do you legitimately know who you are as a person outside of money? And that's what it comes down to, bro. So to see bro talk down on someone he used to make, like, because this was just unnecessary. Like, imagine if the pivot for the Shay didn't have as much controversy and viral clips that it's had, and the Shay was just, you know what I'm saying, streaming to a couple thousand subs. Would he be as cool with the Shay as he is? No. And he's showing you how the guys in the same city. He doing Twitch streams too. He doing YouTube videos too. We don't. And why is that, bro? Because he only cares about the people with clout, bro. It just is what it is. He shows you time after time again. And that's not a homie. That's just a fake person. And if the industry fake, then the industry is fake. They only care about the money. That is what it is. And it's like what I said, right? With men, it's like you get mad, you date a girl, you see on Instagram, her whole feed and grid is her with fancy purses, her taking fancy trips, her in fancy outfits, her like nails and hair done, a luxurious lifestyle. Like, she literally markets luxury on her Instagram grid. You think she looks good, you slide in her DMs, she gives you a chance, y'all go on dates, y'all start talking, and you starting to really feel her. And then after a while, you realize she don't like you. And then you break up, and then you go on a rant about how only women care about money. Well, duh, the woman that you went after on an Instagram feed that was nothing but advertising a luxury lifestyle is all about money. And so, like, it's the same thing with a lot of influencers, bro. It's like influencers flexing this and that and the income and how much they made on Kick and how much they make on YouTube and how much they make on social media and how you can't even stand in the same room with them and you poor and you this and you that. Guess what's going to happen if y'all ever fell out and you wasn't making as much money and you wasn't as beneficial to them making money and everything like that as you were before? They're going to call you poor and broke and everything else that they was calling people before y'all became friends. So watch the people you keep in your circle. Watch the people you keep around you, because this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. He done did this to 2-3 people in his own group, including someone he just took on his birthday trip. He just took Chark on his birthday trip about a month ago. And then it's, Chark, you can't be in the content house because you really got to work, bro. You really got to. Bro, who made you the dean of the content house? And then he said at the end of this clip, it's not the DDG house. Everybody keeps saying it's the DDG house. Who got the most money in the house? It's the DDG house, bro. It was just like when A&P first started. I ain't gonna lie, like, I know a lot of people said Davis used to be the biggest in A&P, but my first introduction to A&P and my first kind of like impression of A&P was that it was Agents Group. Like, it was this kid with that always wearing the snapbacks with the puffy hair with the afro sticking out of it. It was his group. And because first time I even heard of them jokers was Agent was at the Hawks games, but he'd be sitting courtside and he'd do it like 2-3 times. And I click on his page and I'm like, who's this kid sitting courtside? Say he from Toronto and stuff like that. I said, oh, so he lives here. And then, like, you just see A&P everywhere. And then I just started seeing A&P. I'm like, what is A&P? So I look and I'm like, oh, it's like a it's like FaZe or a Team 10, but like just black creators. That's dope. And then I'm looking at their mansion. I'm like, oh, their mansion is crazy. And then I seen when Kai joined, because I've seen Kai before, like he's kind of like how Deshae, like I've seen Deshae before he started doing YouTube and social media, because he was like legit acting as a kid. Kai, he had a legit following off of just doing skits and comedy and everything like that. So like when he joined, I was like, oh yeah, this kid is funny, because I already knew him and stuff. And then I got introduced to Phantom through watching his videos with Kay up in New York and stuff like that. I got introduced eventually to DuB, just from watching the group, and Davis and everybody else. Well, Davis, I kind of like found out about through Asian as well, because both of them dudes just used to be courtside at the Hawks games all the time. I'm like, who are these dudes? And like, why is a picture of them, with their feet on the wood, pause, having like thousands of likes? Like, who are these guys? So that's how I first heard of AMP. I say all of this to say, bro, like, no. At the beginning of the house, people are gonna refer to it as the DDG house, bro, regardless of whatever name y'all try to put on it. Like, the Clover house will always be looked at as AMPG lead, bro. It'll always be looked at the house that Kai brought for all his homies. That's just what it's gonna be. FaZe is always gonna be, you know what I'm saying, the FaZe dudes, and then the FaZe streamers who stay in the crib. PNB and crew, because PNB is currently, or PBM is currently, the biggest streamer out of that group. I mean, out of the people who stay in the house. So, I mean, it just is what it is. Like, AMP to a lot of people on the outside looking in, it's going to look like Kai Snap and the crew. Just is what it is. So, yes, starting off the content house, whatever y'all want to market it as, it's going to look at, people going to look at it as DDG and the boys. It's just DDG and the Supremes. That's just how people going to look at it, man. But, like, you can't be talking about people it's just not a good look, bro. And the whole time, like I said, going back to this entire situation that's going on, playing out in the public and the legal system and stuff, like, y'all just keep it's not connecting. And money can't solve everything, but I feel like the lesson will be, you know what I'm saying, shown eventually. Eventually it's got to show. That's all I had today. Let me look up to see if there's any like actual news stories or anything before we get out of here. Shout out to Phil Lewis, my brother. Y'all subscribe to his thing, what I'm reading. ICE agents, ICE to deport Atlanta-based Latino reporter who covered immigration raids. Dang. Companies and municipalities across the country pulled their funding for Juneteenth celebrations, typical 5 years later. FIFA World Cup ticket sales tanked dramatically after Border Patrol bragged that the agents would be suited and booted at this. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Doctor charged. Oh yeah, I saw that. Supplying Matthew Perry ketamine before actors will plead guilty to the charges. ABC's film the starting lineups. I saw that. This is Kenya Hunter. Shout out to Kenya Hunter, bro. Black dads go public with their kids with autism and each other. Oh, that sounds cute. I am thrilled to be returning to the Nathan's Famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. This event means the world to me. It's a cherished tradition, celebration of American culture, a huge part of my life. While I have continued to partner with a variety of companies, including the plant-based space, those relationships will never conflict with my love of hot dogs. To be clear, Nathan's is the only hot dog I've ever worked for, a company I've ever worked for. I respect there were differences in interpretation, but I'm grateful we've been able to find common ground. I'm excited to be back on the Coney Island stage, doing what I love to do in celebration of 4th of July with the hot dog in my hand. Stay hungry. I want to know if Buddy's doing it. Is Buddy going? Kobayashi? Is he banned for life? Hold on, let me see. Kobayashi. Oh, he's retired? Kobayashi 47? Kobayashi old in the mud, boy. Kobayashi is 47, dog. Can he speak English? Dang, bro. See, but if the Kobayashi versus George Chestnut thing, if it happened during like July 4th or July 4th weekend. I think it would have did so much better as opposed to like a random weekend in the fall, bro. All right, hold on. Anything else before we close? At home, the home decor and furniture or retailer, more than 200 locations. Oh, at home they close. Dang. Police officers witness Minnesota suspect. Man, suspect. 2 Minnesota? What? Sources tell me, all right. Should I read this? This might be it for the night, y'all. Vance Bolter arrested near Green Owl home and in a 43-hour manhunt. Those two dudes from New Orleans are still on the run, bro. That might be the greatest escape ever, dog. That might just be the greatest escape ever. I mean, I couldn't say ever, but the greatest escape of the 2020s. I'll say that. Greatest escape of the 2020s. This was written by who? By KSTP Staff Reports AI. Authorities have captured 57-year-old Vance Bolter near his Green Owl home. Several sources confirmed the 5 Eyewitness News reporter Tom Holzer. Sources tell me a multi-agency task force, including Minnesota State Patrol, arrested Bolter in the past 10 minutes. He's been captured alive near Green Owl, where a manhunt has been focused on all day. Bolter is believed to be responsible for fatally unaliving Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband. Dang, he also shot Senator John Hoffman and his wife on Sunday evening in a car which police brought Bolter was spotted near Green Owl and later found to be abandoned, according to the Brooklyn Park Police Chief Mark Bruley. Several hours later, an officer saw Bolter run into the woods, at which point a large-scale perimeter was set up. He was later arrested, and sources tell 5 Eyewitness News reporter Jay Coles that a reporter saw Bolter on a trail camera on Sunday and then alerted 20 SWAT teams that they were at the scene. The exclusive photo can be found below. Dang. That boy tried to put on camo. Law enforcement says Bolter was armed when he was taken into custody. Oh, he crazy. Adding that he crawled to them as he surrendered on Sunday night in a wooded area about a mile away from his home. A mile away from his home. He didn't even flee. Police then took below the photo as they led Bolter to the squad car, officially ending their manhunt. Authorities said that they are fairly confident that Bolter acted alone in the shootings. He was being interviewed before being brought to the Hennepin County Jail, where he is as of Monday morning. Bolter is expected to be in court at 1:30 p.m. Monday, according to the jail roster. Why would he come back here? It's kind of baffling, but of course, you can't really get into someone's head like that to start with. The neighbor told the scene. I have 5 Eyewitness News. Is not funny. Watch a press conference with Governor Walz, Brooklyn Park Police, and the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension below. Crazy. The Hoffman family sent out a statement on Sunday night. First and foremost, John and I hold a deep and profound gratitude to the work of the law enforcement agencies and the public for their help of bringing in suspect to justice, while diligently keeping our community safe during this extremely difficult and senseless event. John and I were both incredibly lucky to be alive. We continue our healing journey and are humbled by the outpouring of love and support that our family has received across the state and our nation. There has never been a place for senseless political violence and the loss of life. We are devastated by the loss of Melissa and Mark, and our hearts go out to all of those who knew and loved both of them. We are always at our best when we unite together, the Hoffman family. The lawmakers and others sounded off on Bolter's arrest on late Sunday night and issued the following statements. Thank you to law enforcement who worked relentlessly to locate and arrest the suspect. It was a mammoth and a heroic effort. U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat, Minnesota, said, I'm grateful that this nightmare has come to an end and can be with the suspected unaliver captured alive so he can be charged, prosecuted, and punished to the horror he has brought on our state. Thank you to the brave men and women of local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked around the clock to ensure this evil man faces justice. House Speaker Lisa DeMuth, Republican of Cold Spring, said they got him. My hope is that this news will provide a modicum of comfort to the loved ones of the Hortmans and Hoffmans tonight. The public will rest a little easier knowing that the Uter is in custody. Thank you to the law enforcement for all the hard work and effort in pursuit of justice for those impacted. The pain of this evil act of violence was made much worse by a heinous right-wing misinformation campaign. Oh, wow. Amplified by public figures who abuse their platforms to spread it. Oh, my goodness. There is no place in politics for those who condone political violence, nor is there who spread outrageous lies about it for their own personal or political gain. Minnesota DFL Chair Richard Carborn. A previous version can be found below. Okay. Oh, so this is just more of it. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension previously stated at a news conference that there was a nationwide warrant out for his arrest. Sunday, man, they did nationwide. He was just at his house. Bolter said to the authorities, posed as a police officer early on Saturday morning. And wow, Melissa Hortman, that's crazy, bro. Crazy, dude. And he was wearing this. Crazy, bro. Let me see if I can see anything else. Melissa Hortman. Dang, little twin. It's been clear for a long time Twitter's not making the world a better place. Dang. I've officially moved on. You can follow me on other platforms. She said Facebook. Republicans spent all session trying to erase LGBTQ plus equality laws. Democrats stopped them. Crazy, bro. Thank you for always fighting for the people. Your life will forever be honored. It's crazy, dude. I'm sorry, man. Sorry it had to go down like that, bro. Ain't had to go down like that, but it is what it is. This is the political page. Let me see. Dang, man. Well, all right, man. Rest in peace to Melissa Hortman. And yeah. Sad way to end. Let's see if I see anything else. Wow. Okay. I think that's it. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another edition, another live stream. I'll be live again tomorrow, as always. And as always, man, have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Have a good night. If nobody else told you today, I care for you. I'll see you all tomorrow, man. Peace.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
you want one quick
can't
question?
ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.